wrap them up. And welcome to the CineShow Podcast and one of our special retro review episodes. This time it's going to be...
Top Gun. We feel the need for Top Gun.
Oh, we feel the need for speed. You got the line.
Yeah, we do feel the need for Top Gun.
We'll get a lot of speed. Right, so I'm Jamie, this is Matt, and our special guest today is...
Lee Waddingham.
Lee Waddingham. And Lee, what
relation to Hannah.
What makes you...
She's my sister.
Really?
No.
Very tall. Very tall.
I get that a lot, asking. But it's not, at one point, I was the only Waddingham in show business, and then all of a sudden, now she's all over the whole world.
She's very tall.
She's
gorgeous.
Oh, she is.
Before she was actually famous, I did actually reach out and try. I said on Facebook, sorry, I've got some mutual friends. I sent a little DM. She didn't reply. So I think you're the only other Waddingham in show business. Can we be friends?
You've seen the name.
Obviously.
You've seen the name. Yeah.
She's just not having that at
No,
all.
but
And she waddled away.
My surname is Driver. I'm no relation to Minnie. But I could message Minnie.
I could message Julia.
We'll see. Yeah, exactly. We'll see.
Let's see if anybody gets a response. That's the homework for today.
Who's the friendliest female actress with the same surname as us?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I do think that name is incredible, though. Minnie Driver. I mean,
yeah.
Brilliant. Sounds like a tool.
Her dad was obviously into cars.
yeah, Minnie Driver.
Yeah.
Right.
And so,
Yeah.
What do you do, Lee?
Yeah.
For the people at home, what do you do? What are you all about? Speak on that.
oh Lord, I hate this question because it's kind of really hard to answer. So I trained as an actor a million years ago. I left, born and raised in Grimsby, and then I left to go to drama school when I was 18. But whilst I was at drama school, I realised that maybe acting and performing wasn't really what I wanted to do in the industry, and wanted to become a director and producer. And performing was my way of accessing that. So when I graduated, I did tread the boards and appeared in some feature films. Went over to Bollywood, did a bit of light bulb twisting.
Really?
In a major...
Became an electrician.
I went and filmed for 10 days on Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gaan.
Gesundheit.
Yes.
Familiar.
But you know what? That still gets me 10% in an Indian restaurant.
Does it really?
Yeah, because it was
nice.
such a big
That's a
film.
flex,
Yeah.
as the kids say.
Flex. Oh, God.
Yeah,
I couldn't flex now. I couldn't do those moves anymore.
So where do we go from India?
India, then, do you know, I stopped performing when I was 27 and went to behind the scenes, and I went to work at a drama school called Mount View, working in the PR and marketing department, learned how to sell a show, I learned that aspect of the industry. Then I left Mount View and went to work at the BBC for a while. Didn't enjoy working in television, must admit. I'm a lovey. You might have clocked that, Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm a and theatre is my real passion. So whilst I was at the BBC, I applied for another job with a theatre production company. I got that and worked my way up to become a partner in the business and a producer of commercial pantos. And beyond that, I've done national tours of musical theatre, national tours of drama, and I've over 200 professional theatre credits on my old CV.
Excellent. What's your current?
So currently, after the pandemic, I came home. I was a bit disillusioned with London. I ticked a lot of career. Yeah, I think we were very much in the same boat there. London was a really bizarre place after the pandemic.
Yeah.
And the industry wasn't a nice place. I'd worked solidly through the pandemic, kind of in the hope that when we got through it, there was a promised land and everyone was going to be much nicer and it was going to be harmonious. It wasn't. It was far worse. Yeah. All that 2.5 years of being locked up inside manifested itself in a very bizarre way in the industry. And I was the company that I was associate producer for sent out 4 national tours and 3 major pantos within 6 months, and that was an insane amount of work. And I'd had enough, if I'm honest. I was exhausted. And I came home and I have set up an organisation now based in Grimsby, but operational across the whole of Lincolnshire. That is called Acting Links, and initially I established it to work with professional actors that are based in Lincolnshire, because I identified there was no space for them to train and stay on top of their game. So I created that space, and then I identified that there was no space for adults at all to learn about the craft of acting and how to learn about the skills that it requires to perform complex characters and how to even create a character.
So I can vouch for that. It's doing very, very well. And also, I wouldn't say it was a byproduct. I'm pretty sure that you knew or hoped and factored it in that whilst creating this space, you was also going to create, I suppose I hate using the word family or whatever, but you created this sort of network of people. And I can vouch for the fact that within your groups, and now even across the groups as well, you created this kind of family of people, and there were people that at your acting links who I've spoken to have really say that it's one of the best things going on in their life. So well done for that.
Thank you.
So that was by far the most comprehensive intro we've ever had of
Yes, it was.
So
I'm
thank you.
sorry.
Once worked in PR.
No. Thank you because we don't have much to say. So
I hope you do.
yeah. So right,
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Do you want the lowdown?
Are we doing the old?
1986. Directed by Tony Scott.
Yep.
Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer produced. That first kind of glossy finish to a movie that they brought with their production values. Starring Tom Cruise, Kelly McGillis, Anthony Edwards, Meg Ryan, Val Kilmer, and Tom Skerritt are the names I've written down there.
Meg Ryan.
Very young Meg Ryan.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Shall we take a look at the clip?
Yeah, we can take a clip.
I'm going to send you up against the best. Yes, sir. You two characters are going to Top Gun.
I feel the need for speed.
For 5 weeks, you're going to fly against the best fighter pilots in the world.
You guys really are cowboys.
I'm an instructor at this school. I see 20 new hot shots every 8 weeks.
I don't like you because you're unsafe.
That's right.
I am dangerous.
The wild card. Flies by the seat of his pants.
Yeah, I guess when I see something, I go right after it.
It takes a lot more than just fancy flying.
Gentlemen, this school is about combat. There are no points for second place. Figured it out yet? What's that? Who's the best pilot? No, I think I can figure that one out on my own.
Tom Cruise, Kelly McGillis. Top Gun.
That's Top Gun.
Oh no, I didn't do the pause.
Can you read it? Yeah. Okay.
So that's Top Gun. Let's have the plot synopsis from the back. Oh, this is cleverly, you see, because we can read it from the back of the VHS. I will say as well, this was the biggest selling VHS of its time when this was released on video. Yes. Here we go then. A hip, heart-pounding combination of action, music, and incredible aerial photography helped make Top Gun the blockbuster hit of the 80s. Top Gun takes a look at the danger and excitement that awaits every pilot at the Navy's prestigious fighter weapons school. Tom Cruise is superb as Maverick. This is not really the plot, this is just a review. Tom Cruise is superb as Maverick, a daring young flyer who's out to become the best of the best. And Kelly McGillis sizzles as a civilian instructor who teaches Maverick a few things you can't learn in a classroom.
Wow.
Did you add that, or is that really what it says?
Or is it coming of age? It's also coming of
Features
age.
the Academy Award-winning Best Original Song, Take My Breath Away. So that's not the plot at all.
No.
Would anyone like to have a stab at the plot? Or
Do you want to go Google?
I can Google synopsis.
We can start the music.
Start the music.
Okay. Start the music. You need to dance as if there's music.
Yeah, it's playing, because there is music playing
Show us just
in our minds.
What do we know? What music is?
I don't know. It's something
It's like, yeah, it's like a kind of a Caribbean type thing.
It's going to be a lot of it by the sounds of it. Do you know how to Google, or you didn't have this up already? There's a
No,
lot.
I didn't.
I think people like
Right,
the
the Top Gun Naval Fighter Weapons School is where the best train to refine their elite flying skills. When hotshot fighter pilot Maverick, played by Tom Cruise, is sent to the school, his reckless attitude and cocky demeanour put him at odds with the other pilots, especially the cool and collected Iceman, played by Val Kilmer. But Maverick isn't only competing to be the top fighter pilot, he's also fighting for the attention of his beautiful flight instructor, Charlotte Blackwood. There we go. Again, pretty crappy.
But I'll be honest with you,
synopsis.
they sound like two different films.
They certainly do.
That's marketing, baby.
I can do the storyline, but we'll just go on
No.
for hours.
Yeah.
Basically, he's a bit of a wide boy, messes about, gets in trouble, but then by luck, because another guy goes funny, doesn't he? Cougar, is it?
Oh yeah,
At the
yeah.
beginning,
Oh, that's the yeah. Yes, I forgot that little subplot.
There's something that happens with no.
He loses his wingman, and he
Yes.
has this immense feeling of guilt
Yes.
whenever he flies. And if he gets into a high pressure situation, that all comes flooding back.
Yes,
Which
but Cougar,
That's funny, that,
was
because I
going
actually
to-
thought that was a separate plot on Hot Shots.
No,
with
no,
Charlie
this-
Sheen.
Very
I
similar
thought-
film.
Yeah,
Where do you
no,
think
I know
Hot
it's a
Shot
take.
got
I know
it
it's a
from?
take of
Yes.
this, but I actually thought they'd added that bit in.
No,
But no,
it's
obviously
true.
it's like
Cougar
a lean
can't
on
go
that.
to Top Gun, so a space opens up. So Maverick
Okay.
goes, even though Maverick has already misbehaved and is being frowned upon by the higher ups, they still send him to Top Gun with his co-pilot Goose.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot that beginning.
That's how he
intro.
that's how he
Should have really,
that's how he
really watched it.
ends up there.
fun fact about his name, the co-pilot Maverick, which I think is clever because, like you said, he was a bit of a scally, he was a bit of a maverick.
Yes.
But Maverick is also one of the missiles that the F-14 can actually carry.
It's called a Maverick.
It's a Maverick missile.
So that was a lean on
Air
that.
to air, yeah, absolutely.
nice.
So I thought that was so clever.
That's all right, because I had it in my
Works
head
on
that
levels.
I had it in my head that really are the Air Force in America really that lapse that they're going to give a guy who's called himself Maverick, it was like against this. It sounds like it's against discipline. Are they really going to bring him in? Do you know what I mean? Are they going to bring him?
And don't get me wrong, that's not obviously this is he doesn't just mess up the one time. He doesn't show off and be that's scally.
Yeah. So in the
The
real
ones,
world,
he does it
how long
quite
does he
a few
last? How
times.
long does he last?
Yeah,
How
but
long does he
it's-
last?
It's still there. He's just the thing is with him with Maverick is he's so damn good that they still want him
Right.
in the Top Gun program, even though he's a bit of a dick and toast.
Yeah, and he is good.
That outweighs.
What's some of the tricks that he pulls out? I can't remember. Does he go in there?
Yeah, and he gives the bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes
What?
inverted.
Polaroid in there, is that?
What?
Because when you're flying a fast jet, you put your
Takes a
Polaroid.
picture.
Yeah.
Why don't I remember any of this?
He
This is
does
so
the
good. I want to go back and
Goose
watch
takes
it.
a picture.
Goose takes the picture.
Ah, right. Yeah, cool. That sounds a little bit.
So
more
back to let's go back to Tony Scott, the director.
Yeah.
The late Tony Scott. I'll take my glasses off now because the reading glasses. I realise that you're very blurred.
Okay.
Just being sat in the other side of the
Probably
table.
better that way. I'll be honest. Put them back on.
Tony Scott, what a director.
Yeah, great director.
Yeah.
True Romance.
True Romance.
Last Boy
Man on
Scout.
Fire. Last Boy Scout.
A lot.
A lot
Can't
of
play
stuff.
music twice. And
No, we're not going to play music twice.
Yeah.
Great director, very kind of flashy, very
Gritty.
gritty. What the word I'm looking for is I'm going to say kinetic.
You say that.
Kinetic.
You say you're going to say it, but
There's
you can't
lots
say it.
of
It's easy for you to say.
there's lots of movement in his movies.
Yes. But I actually think his movies, for its time, Tarantino smashed it out the park with pushing the boundaries of violence on film. But I think he was already doing it before Tarantino, I think.
Yes.
A lot of people, I think there was one of them, no, I'm not thinking this, there was a lot of scenes in Tony Scott films of females getting beaten by guys, like in action films, you know what I mean? Not like domestic violence, like a woman sort of getting digging around, was like considered to be, you just don't do that in film, you just don't show that in film. So he was always pushing the envelope for what violence on screen. And I think Tarantino said that I think it was True Romance, because Tarantino wrote True Romance, didn't he? And Tony Scott directed it. I think when they come together, it was kind of like they got along with their shared love of violence on screen, I guess.
So we've got films such as Beverly Hills Cop.
Which ones?
What? Beverly Hills Cop.
Like Tony Scott.
Tony Scott, Beverly Hills Cop.
And what year was that?
That was 87. That was after. Or was it Beverly Hills Cop 2? Tony Scott did.
Beverly Hills Cop was John Landis.
I'm sure. No, Beverly Hills Cop 2. Sorry, it's Tony Scott.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Which came after Top Gun. We've then got Days of Thunder, 1990, which of course is Top Gun in cars.
Yeah.
We've got Last Boy Scout, as you said, True Romance. But the big one we forgot, Crimson Tide. Yeah. The epic Crimson Tide.
Gene
That's Tony Scott. Gene Hackman, Denzel. We've got Enemy of the State.
Love that film.
Yeah, Man on Fire, Deja Vu, taking a Felon 1, 2, 3 remake, and then one of his last ones, if not his last one, was Unstoppable with Denzel and Chris Pine of the train.
Yes.
Right.
Action. So his action, violence.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, which one did he do before Top Gun? What was his track record before?
I got written down Flashdance. He did his music videos.
You're joking?
Basically, he did music videos, in very glossy music videos. And I'm sure, it's not listed on there, but I'm pretty convinced he did Flashdance.
Brother of Ridley. I find it mad that both of them got into the industry and that to that high level as directors. But I think Ridley Scott, they're both from Middlesbrough out there, and Ridley Scott did the Hovis advert. You know, the guy pushing the bike up the thing.
He didn't direct Flashdance. Sorry, folks. That was Adrian Lynn.
He just wished he did.
But that's another one of my favourite films.
but yeah, so Ridley Scott, as far as I'm aware, sort of the Hovis fame, you know,
absolutely.
the
Yorkshire alleyway,
so he did adverts and then got into sort of British TV films. Ridley Scott did. I don't know how Tony Scott got into it, whether he was first and then Ridley Scott sort of there.
Well, the only film he'd done before Top Gun was The Hunger. Otherwise, it was music videos and 1983 an erotic horror.
Okay, so Ridley Scott, we're talking like mid-70s, aren't we? Sort of.
Yeah.
When was Alien? 79?
Vampires.
So Ridley Scott was clearly the first one out there, and then Tony Scott sort of followed in his footsteps.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And Top Gun, as we before we started filming, kind of changed the face of action films in a sense. It was the first kind of real glossy, kind of gung-ho.
Yeah, the look of it is unreal. I'm going back to the sequel. I thought the sequel took the look of Top Gun a little bit further. What I'm on about is the shooting style of it, like shooting within, because I think it was actually shot inside F-14s with an actual pilot at front.
Correct.
And then a dead seat.
Yeah.
And then Tom Cruise was trying to mimic the actual actions of the thing. In that day and age, green screen was rife. Poorly. They was doing it very poorly. But they could have quite happily have sat him in a set in a studio and put the green screen in the background. I'm sure probably there is a couple of shots that are done that way. But on the whole, he was in the F-14 going at a certain map to do his scenes and stuff like that. And I think that's what you mean about like changing the style and changing the thing. People felt like they was in that thing, and I can imagine. I didn't see Top Gun at the cinema. I saw Maverick at the cinema, but I don't think I've seen Top Gun. Did you see it at the cinema?
I didn't. I was 11 when it was released, and I think I was too young.
What is it? What's the rating?
50.
50.
Oh, right. Okay.
I was 12, and I definitely saw it, so I must have gone in.
Snuck in.
Yeah, must have looked.
Was that in Green? Was that on Fremo?
No, it was where we linked back in Chesterfield.
Yeah, I'm from Ches Vegas, right?
Ches Vegas.
I love Ches Vegas.
So I definitely saw it.
Yeah.
I can't actually remember the very first time I saw it. I think I was early teens, and subsequently after that, though, from the first viewing, over 100 times easy, and it really played a major influence in my life. Because from watching it, I then all of a sudden wanted to join the Royal Air Force and became an air cadet.
Yeah.
And actually did my flying training through the Air Cadets.
It did actually increase, especially in America, it increased submissions to the Air Force based off that film.
Absolutely. I'm sure without a shadow of a doubt, it's probably the best PR for the Air Force of any country. We'll go, I want to be Tom Cruise, I want to be Maverick.
I think the way they got away with it a little bit, I mean, I don't think it's mattered so much in the 80s. I think it always matters, but it didn't matter on film. It was a different time, should we say. But they don't specifically name a country in it.
No.
And the same with Maverick.
You mean the adversary?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Which I think is a clever thing.
No, I think they do. I'm the Russian MiGs.
Well, they are, but do they actually say they're Russian? Because the symbol on the aircraft is a red star. And they're not actually MiGs, by the way, that they're flying. They're F-5s, which are another American fighter jet painted up to look like a communist country.
Yeah.
So that's a suggestion of, I guess. And the same with Maverick. They kind of suggest Middle East, but they don't do it. And I think that's a clever thing, because it can stand the test of time that you're not really sort of pointing any fingers.
But I'll have to check again, but I thought at the end, the reason why they have to go out on the mission at the end is because there's a broken down ship, American ship, that's drifted into Russian waters. I thought.
Okay.
I might be wrong, but that doesn't necessarily mean they have to blatantly make that.
No. But they certainly didn't do it in Maverick, which I thought was clever.
You have to remember the climate between America and Russia in the 80s. Really hot.
So that could have been. I was mentioning that off the back of people submitting to the Air Force because of that. You know, like, did they think that it was a common enemy, that we was like, we're going to beat the Ruskies, or was they just like, I just want to be in a plane?
I think they just thought Tom Cruise looked really, really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to wear that flight suit.
Yeah, and he was.
Fly plane.
He was like, when we talk about actors, could you have put someone else in that role? I do think there are people that around about that era. I mean, Val Kilmer, for instance, you probably could have swapped him at that stage. Tom Cruise now is Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
But I think Val Kilmer at the time as well, you probably could have had him as a... And I think he went for...
Yeah, I don't think Val's got as much charisma as Tom. I think Tom's got that kind of cheeky sparkle about him.
Yeah, I don't know. I normally know stuff like this, but I don't know who, if anyone else was up for it. You know what I mean? You know, did they
I don't think they were. Because Tom had done Risky Business.
Right.
And I think before that he'd done this film called Taps, isn't there? Where the kids go a bit Lord of the Flies in a military base.
Oh, yeah.
Sean Penn's in it. And, Timothy Hutton, I think.
Yeah.
So Tony Scott had seen, and Bruckheimer and Simpson had seen him in Risky Business and cast him.
Okay. So that's cool. Yeah. So then in that case, you can see the part being written around him, rather than him trying to be fitting into it, which probably aided the film in a minute. But yeah, Tom Cruise is just unreal in it.
Well, he's the world's biggest action mega superstar.
Yeah.
Isn't he, really?
What do you think to the Kelly McGillis and him? Does she outrank him or something?
She's a civilian. She's a civilian instructor.
Yes. So let's go through this. So he gets into the Top Gun program. He then, before he meets Kelly McGillis on the ship, goes into the bar, and we get the very famous scene where he wants to try and chat her up, doesn't know who she is at that point.
Right.
And one of the biggest, I remember God doing that to every girl in school.
Absolutely.
Afterwards. The whole thing in You Plus a Loving Feeling was the chat-up line of the decade.
I think
every dude was doing it. Yeah. So he does that, he's embarrassed by that, and then the next day she turns up as the instructor.
Right.
And he realises it's the same woman.
Yeah, I remember that. She comes into and for some reason they're having a lesson in a hangar.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Which is where you would.
Why not?
Yeah. She's talking about...
That's very Tony Scott, by the way.
You wouldn't be in a classroom, you'd be on deck.
And she analyses their performance in dogfighting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've always found amusing. It's like, well, surely you need to be a pilot to actually analyse what a pilot's doing. But there we go. Yeah. She looked great.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe she specialises more in the kind of the psychology of being a pilot.
What else was Kelly McGillis in? Because she was a bit of a...
she was in Witness. Witness is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, because she was a bit of an 80s heartthrob, wasn't she?
Yeah, she didn't do a great deal.
She, I think she wasn't the first choice.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to rack my brains now, and I can't.
Was it the other girl, The Rock? The Rock?
No.
The Rock?
I don't know why. The Rock.
It would have been just a...
Yeah. But I think there was something. I know she wasn't the first choice, but fun fact, and you'll probably be able to advise whether this is actually a thing.
Go on.
The bedroom scene.
Yeah.
Between Tom and Kelly, there's quite a height difference.
Yep.
Is it an urban myth that was shot with them actually stood vertically with Tom on a box, and then they actually turned the frame on its side to make it look like. And I'm just trying to think of why would they do that?
I mean, I don't know. I can't speak to that, but I can say that at that time, Tom Cruise being the level he was, I think that those kind of things would have happily been suggested. Tom Cruise being the star that he is now would have been massively offensive. A lot of Tom Cruise projects, when I say, well, he's a producer and he's like the Mission Impossibles and stuff like that, the actresses are chosen, but there are some height thing because he doesn't necessarily want to be looking like, because he's 5'8".
Don't know.
He's 5'8", 5'7", 5'8". Middle. He's not actually short. He's like middle for a male. You know what I mean? And I think as an actor, you get a lot of stick for that because there's also a lot of actors that you actually don't realise how. Ryan Reynolds is 6'4". It's people like that or something crazy. He's and same as him and plays Wolverine. Hugh Jackman. 6'4". Yeah. So, but on screen, all right, they look like units, but you wouldn't have guessed that height. And it's the same with him. Like, it's very clever to be shot. But when you're a smaller guy and you're getting, it's like the Bonds, the James Bonds. I think there used to be a rule that James Bonds had to be at least 6'4".
Yeah. I'm just been looking up. People are also considered for Kelly McGillis's role.
Oh, go on.
Ali Sheedy.
All right.
Was on for it, and also Brooke Shields, Deborah Winger.
That's right.
Deborah Winger.
Yeah.
Daryl Hannah, Diane Lane, Carrie Fisher.
Oh.
And Linda.
That would have been a very different movie.
That was odd.
Linda Hamilton as well.
Oh, really?
It would have been off the back of Terminator.
I actually think they got the right choice. Eventually. And I know that
she is meant to be older in the film, isn't it? It's meant to be an age gap, I think.
And I did think she was hot.
Yeah, very much so.
Really smoky and
also authority. Like she's got a bit of authority there.
Yeah.
You do feel like she's that teacher and the student, which
All right,
make
Jamie.
what you will of that.
All right, Jamie. Do you want to tell us, share anything more with you about your fantasies?
Yeah. So so Kelly McGillis, perfect choice. Val Kilmer.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Unreal.
Yeah. Can't fault him.
Yeah, we did a retro episode on something, and it was a regular episode, and he'd passed away that week, and we were talking about him, and we were talking about him as what's his name? Iceman. Yeah, as Iceman, and we just felt like that was one of those things where you just feel like he was so fucking cool in that film. Even though we were supposed to hate him, he was so fucking still quite a cool character.
With the peroxide blonde hair to make him look so cool.
Yeah, it just that personifies the 80s. His look, I think, 80s America.
And then you got Anthony Edwards, who they had to kind of cast, I guess, to be almost the polar opposite kind of Tom Cruise's character. I happen to think he is the cooler of the two characters because he is a family man who can raise a family, be a good husband, and still be a top gun.
Yeah.
Whereas Maverick just fucks about, really.
So Meg Ryan plays Goose's missus. What would she done up until that point?
It would have been
because she was a big 80s.
In a space. I think we were just after.
Sally?
No, that was
after. Yeah.
I don't think she'd done much at all.
Oh, really?
There's only quite a small part in Top Gun.
It is, yeah.
I think In a Space was after that.
Yeah, I love that film, by the way.
Yeah.
Such a moving scene, though, when he talks to Meg Ryan. I think she just pictures it so right. Your heart does really break. Yeah, in fact, when you think about it, it's such an ensemble piece. And even in the flight crew, you've got quality actors like Tim Robbins. Well, he's in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, he is.
I really need to go back and watch it because I do love the film.
Think about how we kind of get there to that scene with Meg Ryan. So again, it's from Maverick's tomfoolery. So messing about, so we've got him and Iceman, haven't we? They're at odds and trying to beat each other and be the best, which involves Tom Cruise getting caught up. I think he gets caught up in Iceman's jet stream, doesn't he?
Yes.
Messing about.
Into the flat spin.
Into the flat spin, which is then when we have the eject, and Goose, bless him, hits his head on the canopy. On the canopy.
Canopy doesn't come off properly,
which completely floors, knocks Maverick for 6, loses all his confidence. But before that, we have the great scene where they're just it's playing the piano, isn't it? Goose is playing the piano and all the family around and stuff.
Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, that's a great scene.
Which they do a bit of a callback to in Maverick.
They certainly do. They do a callback to most things in Maverick, including the volleyball.
Weirdly.
Oh, the volleyball scene. Let's have a moment.
Let's have a
I was going to
moment with
say,
the volleyball scene.
So the volleyball scene then.
Well,
What do you know about it? Is there any backstory to the volleyball scene? Any interesting
no, I
facts?
think it's purely for homoerotica. And I think it certainly opened my eyes and probably started me on another different path. Never mind wanting to become a pilot. Yeah, I mean...
It's
No, I'm
very
still,
well shot.
No, wait, I'm just still thinking about it.
But I think that scene there was a test thing. There was always like these cliches in test data of American films that war films and things like that are not for women, and dirty dancing and stuff like that. Women would drag their fellas to go and watch it. Guys wouldn't want to go and see a Pretty Woman or a musical film or something like that. Something like Beaches. I think Beaches. Remember Beaches?
Of course.
There was they did a testing of that, and they turned out something like the audience for Beaches throughout its run was like 90% female. So the Americans lent on, and all the marketing squads used to come in and go, right, what do we do then to get the women out for the men's films and the men out
Get
for
a broader audience.
Yeah, and scenes like that was what was suggested, and then you heavily put it into the trailer as well, and then the women were like, oh, they look too bad actually.
Oh, I'm going.
Not just the women, but yeah. But basically, them scenes are there because they're not really. It's supposed to be some kind of like bonding scene.
Yeah.
That's what the actual intention of the scene is. Like they're bonding as a crew, but there are many other ways they could have shown that. So this was clearly a marketing ploy.
Incredibly oiled.
And it
You
worked.
Oiled and
wouldn't
tacked.
be
Oh my
oiled.
God.
If you were playing volleyball, you wouldn't be oiled because the
No.
ball would slip.
It's just finished. Looking back now, when
ball would slip.
When I had joined the Air Cadets, and you think how we were as teenagers trying to emulate that scene. It's like, we can all play volleyball now. We've seen Top Gun. Well, let's take our oh no, we don't look like Val Kilmer.
It's not a girls' game.
And let's get oiled up. But yeah, it's like that. But those scenes are like always put in there. It was because I think like the American sort of marketing, the production companies, they're all bothered about money. They trust a lot of directors to do stuff. It was, did he say it was only 14 million?
14 million budget.
Which is a low budget for that type of film, especially fucking using real F-14s and stuff.
Yeah.
They must have really got some pulled in some favours for that to keep it in that budget. But when it comes to returns, the market, that's where the production companies just get involved and sometimes can ruin a film. But yeah, so I can imagine that there's just like plenty of films with scenes like that added. What might seem on the surface like, oh, that means this, and this, but I think somewhere along the line, a production company went and going, it's too male and orientated. Let's get something in there for the women, or vice versa.
Yeah. Can we just have a moment for the soundtrack to that scene
Brilliant.
as well? Playing with the boys. I mean, it's like so homoerotic. He's playing with the boys.
Yeah.
After all got their tops off.
Yeah,
Yay.
and that's again got marketing. It has to be a marketing thing.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
totally.
Because there's no way Tony Scott sat there and went, right, we're gonna do. You know what I mean? There's going to be someone else. There's going to be another hand in that.
That soundtrack was incredible.
Well, yeah, but there's the Top Gun theme by Harold Flapper Zimmer.
No.
No, Zimmer did Maverick. It's Harold Flattermeyer.
Yes.
Flattermeyer.
Sorry, I thought Hans Zimmer had a bit of.
Save My Place.
Oh, it's not on here. Oh yeah, Harold Faltermeyer.
Oh, he's getting a record. He's going to put it on.
Harold
Faltermeyer.
Faltermeyer.
Sorry, I honestly thought it was Zimmer.
There
Three
we are.
logins. Yeah, Harold Faltermeyer.
Tom Gunn and Not for too long, or YouTube will get us copyright.
Oh, sorry. I was probably not in the right key anyway, because I was triggering the algorithm.
That was Emmerdale again. We just did he just started doing Back to the Future, and it just sounded like Emmerdale, and that one sounded like Emmerdale.
Too.
But
Brilliant.
so yeah, if anybody asks, it's Emmerdale. Yeah, fantastic. I mean, the Take My Breath Away was #1 in America for God knows how long.
Yeah.
It was it.
And another thing that's lost on today's movies was that. Look at Robin Hood with what's his name, with Costner in it. It's an okay film. It's not to me. It's not a fantastic film. It's watchable. It's an okay film. There's a lot of nonsense in there, But that song was it's constant running.
And you have to remember as well, the videos to the songs used to have clips of the films.
Exactly.
So that was this was to get people into
so
see
Top
the
Gun
film
was
as
in the
well.
cinema and people watching it for well over 6 months. That's unheard of now. It's in a week and it's gone.
Yeah.
2 weeks max and it's gone. And that credit to the sound, to the music.
And then the album and the soundtrack probably was played much longer after that.
Yeah.
If you had it in the car back in the day.
Yeah.
That's an original copy, by the way.
Sorry, I'll be very gentle.
No. I mean, as in, this is 1980. Actually, it's not. This. This is a recent reissue. There are original copies in there from the day that are still to this day playable.
If that's 20 quid, what's the originals?
25.
Okay, so they're fairly common.
No, they have to be really mint to be 25.
Okay.
More like 50.
Okay.
They just got it all so right.
Yeah.
Every element.
And
of
also
this
credit
film.
to the marketing for the shots. You know when people used to come in and do like the marketing shots for covers and trailers and stuff like that? That just says everything you need to know about it.
Yeah.
It's shot here.
Yeah.
And that is something, marketing played like 50% of selling a movie in them days. Whereas now, in a time where marketing is everything now is marketing, like adverts and things like that, which is where most of the majority of money comes from production companies. I just feel like the marketing isn't as good as it was. You know what I mean? Now it's all micro content. It's all like 10-second clips of film and things and stuff like that. It's all micro content to get bums on seats. But actual legacy marketing, like these songs, that could still come on your TV now and take my breath away and be like, I fancy watching Top Gun. It could still happen now. Yeah. We lost that. When was the last song?
Funnily enough, Lady Gaga did one for Top Gun Maverick, didn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Specifically for that.
Yeah.
Which one?
Let's move on.
But
we can't name which one.
Like in the old days, wasn't
called-
it, where there was a song written for the
and it's got and credit for that. But it's called something like it's something very obvious about To the Skies or something like that. But the last film, even though it's a very old song and it wasn't written for the film, I think the last song I can think of where it played a massive part in the market in the film was Madonna and Wolverine.
Dick Tracy?
No.
Oh, like a prayer.
For Wolverine.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
The Deadpool and Wolverine. That, again, it's a resurgence of the song, so she starts selling music again, but people start attaching it to that. And then there's this marketing thing going on again. When you listen to the song, you want to watch the film. You want to watch the film, you want to listen to the song. That's not done enough nowadays. Anyway.
So,
just one final thing, because this is just what an aircraft geek I am, because this is music related. In the video for Take My Breath Away, the aircraft they used was an F-104 Starfighter.
So it's not the one from the film?
She stands in front of an F-104 Starfighter. So I'm real super geek.
There's no rhyme to it. There's no rhyme to it.
Where's the
That's
F-14?
That's a shame. That's
That's
my
how
whole
geeky.
opinion now.
Yeah, sorry. Super geek aircraft fan.
But yeah, so where are we now?
we've lost Goose. We've lost Goose. Goose is gone.
But them two have already got it on.
Oh, they've
Who,
got
Goose
it.
and Maverick?
No, these two have already got it on.
Different film. Different.
And then she kind of like gets his spirits back up. Is that what happens?
He feels a bit perkier after.
Yeah, he's gone. He's really feeling it, and he's lost all his confidence now. Because in theory, he's got his mate killed by being a dick and messing about.
Yeah.
Which in reality,
is something
you
you
probably
should
see a
never
bit of prison time for. But
yeah, and you'll certainly be kicked out of the Top Gun program.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's there. Loses his confidence, but then, as we say, American boat drifts into Russian waters. I believe it's Russian waters, and they basically got to get it sorted because there's some. I'm sure they say MiGs. Maybe they don't.
They definitely say MiGs.
Oh, right.
100%. But
they're
part of
not
me is, are they saying? Did they say South China Sea?
Could something. Maybe it's drifted
Indian Ocean?
Maybe it's not drifted into Russian water. Maybe it's drifted into something waters.
Somewhere not nice.
Yes. And these MiGs appear, so they basically got to go and save the ship. So they're up, and Cruise's Maverick's flying, Iceman's flying, but he goes into another spin again because he gets into the jet stream of one of the MiGs.
He does, correct.
Goes into the spin again, but manages to get out of it.
And he bails out, doesn't he? Leaving his leaving Iceman totally swarming with MiGs. and it takes a few moments.
Talk to me, Goose.
You talk to me, Goose, and he holds his the photo.
Gives him a good squeeze, and then he's back in prison.
Yeah.
Talk to
Talk to me, Goose.
me, Goose.
You watched a completely different film than I did. Talk to me,
You
Goose.
two are bringing the worst out of me. I'm here to have a very serious conversation about a highly important film. I do.
So he kept
So
it
he talked to me, Goose, and then
He does subliminal, you know,
It's
from
a
the
bit
grave.
like Cure the Force Luke type moment.
Yes, very much so.
Just when that is a
It is.
I think it's a
Always.
nod, isn't it?
It could well be a nod.
Yeah.
Let go. And then saves the day, and all is
Well in the
wonderful.
world.
Yeah.
And then we get the iconic, when they land back on the aircraft carrier, we get the iconic line, "You can be my wingman anytime."
Baby.
Yeah. No, that's Britney Spears, isn't it? You can be my wingman anytime.
Baby.
No, you can be mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they become really good friends, and everyone lives happily ever after.
He decides that he's not going to go. He's going to stay with the Top Gun program, being instructor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, favourite scene? I don't know if it's worth asking. So,
I think the volleyball scene is just so iconic.
is it
because
a
it's shot.
shot backdrop as well? Is it not silhouette some of it as well? Like
It's a sunset. It's definitely.
It's sunset. There's definitely just some,
Yeah, so there's like some nice shots because that's very Tony Scott. Very Tony Scott is he likes to shoot backlit, so like it's all silhouette.
and Simpson and Bruckheimer.
Yes,
Because they
yeah.
were just very
And
flashy,
also
glossy.
a lot of
everything you
heat
see.
wave shots.
Yeah.
So very low down where you see the heat wave thing.
absolutely. And
That-
jet exhaust.
Yeah,
And shit.
so cool.
I mean, I don't want there to be a theme here, but another memorable scene is obviously in the showers after a day of flying.
I'm sweaty flying.
Should we make you a new edit? Talk to me, Goose.
It really, right,
You're wearing the Goose t-shirt as well. Talk to me,
I know.
Goose.
It's crazy. I joke apart because actually for me the stars of the show are the aircraft. As sexy as this film is, there's nothing sexier in this film than the F-14.
Yeah.
And I think this film helped elevate the F-14 to iconic status because it's not actually, as fighter aircraft go, one of the greatest.
No, it's
a massive-
Is the F-16 isn't it? Is it considered to be like a classic?
Well, there's loads of debates, and now we're into fifth generation fighters, including the F-22 and the F-35. Obviously, the F-14 is way dated,
relic.
but none of them are as sexy.
Yeah.
And I think this played a massive part in that. The other aircraft in there, the A4, Skyhawk, another favourite aircraft of mine.
Which one did
they're
they
the
use?
aggressors at the school.
Which one did they use the Blackbird in? The
That's in Maverick.
that's in Maverick.
Yeah, but it's not really the Blackbird. It's like so. It's the
The
next generation.
beginning of Maverick, isn't he using like a?
It's like a
soul, like a sonar. Not is it? Not sonar, but like a. Yeah, he used to get Mach 9 something.
I think it goes to.
But it's a great intro for a film. That
Well, he does the buzz, doesn't he? The buzz past of the tower radio tower,
in the first one.
and in that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, does he? Yeah.
He does it at the beginning of that, and then he also does it once he gets on the ship, doesn't he, in Maverick as well? He does it at the beginning of Maverick when he breaks the speed thing,
Yeah.
flies past Ed Harris, and I don't think he does it again.
Oh, it's the Everest in the first one, isn't it?
No, the second one.
Oh, who's in the first one? Who plays the commander who gets him in the first one?
Tom Skerritt, but it's also
Skerritt, there's
it's also the guy. I don't know the name of the actor, the principal in Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, God.
What's his name in Back to the Future? The character
Strickland.
Strickland. He plays the guy who gives him the telling off at the beginning.
That's right. Yeah.
Cigar smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before he gets
So
into the
good.
Top Gun program.
Yeah. So favourite scene?
It's got to be the You've Lost That Loving Feeling. I think just so iconic, and it gave me so many ideas for how to approach.
Mine is got to be the finale.
Never worked, of course.
Mine's got to be the finale. The finale of like you're saying, the tension between where he spins out again, and it's like
Yeah,
talk to me.
beautiful folks.
And he pulls it round again, and then all's well in the world. I like that scene. I think it's super tense. I think we hadn't seen anything to them levels. I might correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember a film that was so heavily shot in situ. like on
an
aircraft.
I remember my dad watching it and being particularly impressed because he was into aircraft and the fact that a lot of it was shot.
Yeah.
Actual people in planes and actual footage of planes as opposed to green screen and stuff.
I think that started Tom Cruise's journey onto what we know even now, where it's just like what can more
real
and
as
more
possible.
and more and more and more, because he's now actually in Maverick flew some of the slower planes. So in Maverick, he's actually flying the plane. There's no dead seat. He is actually flying. I think it's a much slower plane, but it's dressed up to look like.
He has a P-45. He owns it personally. That's his own.
And apparently they've changed the dressing of it to make it look more like a different fighter or something like that. But I think that was his start of his journey to what you're seeing now with him pushing doing on-scene stunts and stuff like that. So there's a credit to that.
Do you think a film would get made like that today because of insurance, health and safety and stuff?
Well, it did, didn't it? If you think of Maverick,
do you think it was filmed in the same way?
I think it's actually more.
Yeah.
I think more in Maverick than in the original Top Gun.
Yes, it
because
was,
there's definitely some
definitely.
green screen stuff in Top Gun in the original, where there's very little. There's obviously CGI elements added in Maverick to the backgrounds and stuff, but the actual flying itself and Tom Cruise flying the plane himself, of course, in Maverick, which he didn't do in.
Yeah, I think there are still some miniatures shots in.
Yeah, there will be.
Some flybys for miniatures.
But whether anybody else could do it and get away with it like Tom Cruise does, to that realism, that doing things.
Can I ask you to Google something for a fun fact?
Of course.
What was the budget for Maverick?
Oh,
It would have been a couple $100 million, I would have thought.
I would have said minimum 120 mil.
So in how many years hence has the inflation cost? From 14 million for the original, which went on to gross 350 million.
The original did.
Yeah.
That makes it.
Top Gun Maverick, 170 million.
How much, sorry?
170 million.
14 million to 170 million. Jeez.
That's
And what did it gross?
Oh, it was $1 billion.
Oh, the original Top Gun budget was 15 million, but we did about.
Yeah.
You said, didn't it?
Yeah. The Maverick grossed over $1 billion.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it saved cinema, didn't it? In theory, because it was after COVID, first big release after COVID.
Yeah.
Got people back in the cinemas.
It's in. They are making a third.
Yeah.
Which I believe Tom Cruise is stepping out of it.
Well,
slightly.
let's talk very quickly a little bit about Top Gun Maverick, because I do like it.
I love it.
For me, Top Gun Maverick is good, but then it shifts up a gear from the point where he proves that you can do the canyon run.
Yeah.
When he actually does it himself and shows that you can do it, and nobody knows where he is, and he's actually doing it. From that point on, I think it really steps up on the action stakes and the excitement. I think up until then, you think, oh, fair enough, it is a callback to Top Gun and stuff.
A point on Maverick, and you could pick quite a few films that have done it. Force Awakens, when that came out of the Star Wars thing, all of a sudden you're getting the new versions of the Star Wars. People were complaining that it's the same formula as the first one. To me, that's fine if you do it well. That's only bad if you don't do it. If like Happy Gilmore didn't do it very well. The Happy Gilmore 2 was just a terrible throwback to the film, like an advertisement for the first film, and just everything was about it, and it was shocking, and I struggled not to turn it off. But if you get it right, so what? It's what people watch the original for. It's not exactly the same, so you can say that your Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3 are the same linear, the same thing. Fine, but it's not the same film. And that's why people enjoy it. People love that them home truths. It's not exactly the same, but I get it follows the same path.
Might be controversial. The nods to the original for me jarred me, and I don't know whether it was one too many or
They're very on the nose, aren't they?
The Val
The
Kilmer.
piano playing. More the copy scene. I would agree more than scenes that are just direct copies. So the piano scene where he's playing Red
His
on the
lad.
Fire is
Which, by the way, doesn't work out time-wise. His lad is a young lad going through singing, but he's actually in Top Gun as a young lad. So timing-wise, he must be mid-40s. Or whatever.
how good fun. I didn't even think of that.
Volleyball scene, which is not volleyball, is it? In Maverick, is it American football or something they're playing, or is it volleyball still?
Oh,
but again,
American
that's
football.
that's so identical.
Yeah, but
I didn't mind the Val Kilmer stuff because I thought that genuinely propelled
put the story forward. Yeah, and I actually thought it was quite touching. They just made that, because there's been quite a few. There was question of Kelly McGillis's involvement, because apparently, quote unquote, Tom Cruise and her physically look completely different now. Kelly McGillis,
Yeah, she has put on a few pounds.
old. So they've gone with
old, I went fat.
but that means even though they were the same, there's some questions about that. There's got to be questions about her not being in there because of the fact that it doesn't. So they got the lady from Labyrinth in it. What's her name?
Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah, Jennifer Connelly to come into it. So that's questionable. Whatever your thoughts are on it, but it's Hollywood and people are going to do that. But then you could expect then, if that's the case and that's the yardstick they're using, then they might not have looked at Val Kilmer given his illness. But they didn't. They opened the door and said, look, what can we do? How can we shoot this in given circumstances? And I thought it was quite touching.
Do you think that Top Gun Maverick has the cheesiest ending of any film ever made ever? They're literally that last bit from when they obviously complete the mission to then they come and land back down on the aircraft carrier. It must go on for 10 minutes of just man schmaltz.
But then look at the end of Return of the Jedi, where all the Ewoks are dancing and using phones and stuff like that.
Armageddon, the end of Armageddon.
Oh yeah, when they walk off the thing. But it's good. It's cinema.
I'm not saying I dislike him. I'm just saying it's got to be one of the cheesiest endings.
I'm no barometer of cheese. Right, I worked in pantomime for 15 years. When cheese comes, I am the grand fromage.
I mean, you are. It's up there. It's definitely up there. Yeah. So favourite line?
Feel the need for speed. What was the one you said earlier before we started filming?
I don't know. I thought you'd already asked me. I'm having deja vu.
We asked you before we
started filming.
Oh, that's
live
right.
online.
Sorry.
So mine is, believe it or not, your ego's right in checks your body can't catch.
Yes, that is
line.
a great line.
I've actually used that in real world and to younger cast members as a joke, and they are looking at me gone out. Like I'm seriously saying.
They're probably like, what's a check? I don't know, I'm a checker. Yeah. Okay, you've taken those. I think I mentioned it earlier. You can be my wingman anytime. You can be mine.
Yeah.
Cute, really nice.
Yeah, it's good.
Really nice. Wraps the film up. Turn and burn.
Turn and burn, I love.
Yeah.
Turn and burn's good.
So we've gone over. Normally we ask about sequels. We've kind of touched on the sequel quite a lot within the thingy. So sequel. I personally thought it was a great sequel, and now they're looking about doing a third. What's your thoughts on that?
All good if it's done right. If it's to try and find something a little bit different, maybe. I mean, I guess he's still going to be an instructor role. Maybe he'll kind of move out of it altogether.
Apparently, he is sort of half on it. It's going to be so focused on. Is it what's the guy called?
Miles Teller.
Apparently, he's a big player in it, and the other fella who's now
the
money man guy.
Yeah, Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if done right.
I think it will more become.
Do you think it'd be nice if Ridley Scott had a crack at it?
I don't know, really. I don't know. I quite like. I'm liking people like Edgar Wright doing stuff at the minute, and kind of.
Would he ever go?
Just quite. Ridley might be a little bit.
Edgar Wright's doing Running Man, isn't he? With
what remake of Running Man?
Yeah. But say it was a remake. It's actually a more thingy to the book, to the Stephen King book. Apparently it's completely different. Like the Arnold Schwarzenegger version.
I think there's so many new directors at the minute. I think Ridley Scott would just be a bit too safe, a bit too.
Yeah, but I just thought with it being his brother, you know what I mean? It's a nice sign off.
It'd be interesting where they go with a third, because how long pre-production is going to take, and what aircraft will they choose? Because I mean, if they get access to F-35s, that's incredible. And if we're looking at a trilogy of films looking at aviation through those, they've got to go with the F-35. Otherwise, it's F-18s again.
Yeah.
And that's going to look too much like Maverick and no
also,
transition.
From a political point of view, this has always been the case with modern day American warfare films, is that they don't, unless they're retelling a story, they don't tend to like to give away too much realistic what they have in their locker. You know what I mean? So there'll be so the American.
Oh, I see what you mean. The military.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 planes that are not actually common knowledge, and they don't like to. There's been so much access denied for filmmakers for equipment and things like that because for obvious reasons. They don't want people to see it or know about it or know how it works. They certainly don't want people talking about it on film.
Well, I do think all frontline fighters are now common knowledge, but where it's all going now is actually drone.
Yeah.
But then that's not going to work for Tom Gun, is it? It's Top Gun.
Yeah.
And we have
Top Gamer.
But they did have the movie with Helen Mirren, what was it, Eye in the Sky, which touched on drones and stuff. I thought that was actually really good.
I didn't see that. I wanted to watch that. I love Helen Mirren.
I love Helen Mirren.
Who else is in that?
What's his face out of Breaking Bad?
Oh, really?
Cranston. Bryan Cranston.
No, the young.
Oh, the younger one.
Yeah.
Jesse.
That's right.
Jesse.
Paul. Yeah, him.
Paul. I make Paul. Yeah.
All right.
So I want to ask another question. I'm thinking spoofs. Top Gun.
Hot Shots.
Hot Shots for me is actually one of my top comedies.
This is very funny.
And I love the fact that they've nearly followed it to the letter, but just taken it to the abstract. I miss those days of spoof. We were talking about Naked Gun, and I was saying Naked Gun with Liam Neeson was a funny film, but it didn't give me spoof. It gave me spoof moments with Liam Neeson playing some of it straight, whereas the likes of Liam Neeson and Charlie Sheen in those days, none of it was played straight. There's a Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2, which is a Rambo sort of spin-off. But Hot Shots itself can also be credited for throwing people back to this movie. You know what I mean? So people going, getting you in the vein with that. Because Hot Shots is such a funny film. Is it not Beau Bridges, Jeff Bridges? What was the dad called? The guy who played
Bridges.
Jeff Bridges and Beau Bridges, his dad.
Humber Bridges.
Beau Bridges is the dad who was in Air Force.
No, I thought Beau was the Jeff and Beau.
Lloyd
Bridges.
Lloyd Bridges.
In that film, playing like he was so funny, man.
You hit a point there though. Why are we not getting spoofs? Where's comedy gone in cinema?
PC. It's the PC element. No one wants to risk getting cancelled. Yeah, it's as simple as that. So I'll put it out there now. Like we are seeing less and less comedy within the film, such and such like that. The film itself has to be a fully packaged, touch a nerve film to get away with like edgy comedy now. So the whole thing is like from start to finish, you know that is going to be a very edgy comedy. I don't think light-hearted. That's why we don't have sketch things anymore, like the Fast Show and stuff like that on TV anymore, because people are so scared of passing off, green lighting the wrong thing for a pylon. Which is to me one of the biggest shames ever. I get people sometimes get it wrong, and I think people, have to live by what they say or do and stuff like that. But in reality, I'm getting political now, but basically going back and saying that they're removing scenes or removing scenes or removing episodes from previous things years gone by. I don't get that. Leave it in there because it shows where we came from to where we are now. You can't erase the past, you know what I mean? People aren't looking back for 40, 50 years to a Fawlty Towers episode and getting offended. People are just not doing that. So the BBC moving it out the way.
I think some are. I'm going to challenge it. I do.
We're drifting. I
know. Top Gun to Fawlty Towers.
But
I do. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to challenge it. I do think people are offended by it, and of course, that's the stupid landscape we're in. I'm not saying. I don't think it's right that we.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I personally think
people who will be offended.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I personally think we're in a generation of professional offenders.
There are also people who will want to be offended.
Yes. Professional offenders, I'll call them. Like they are going to look to be. They are going. It's like standing in front of a moving car, and then saying, "Why did he run me over?" That's how I see that. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, we're coming off there.
So, is there any...
Before we get cancelled.
Back into the real world of Top Gun. And finishing things off there, is there anything else we'd like to say about Top Gun? What would you give it out of 5? If you were seeing it fresh and reviewing it out of 5 stars, what would you give it out of 5?
5. Yeah, I
give it 5.
Yeah.
I give it 5. It has its... from a filmmaker's point of view, narrative based, it has its flaws, but as a cinema film, as a blockbuster film, going back to what we said about Back to the Future and things like that, it's a 5. It is a blockbuster film.
Yeah.
It's iconic. I mean, even that logo still. The soundtrack, everything about it says icon. I tell you what, I've also, because obviously I mentioned earlier that I've worked in theatre nearly all my life, and the amount of times I have tried in my head to work out how this film could be put on stage as a musical.
Some big bits of
Top Gun, the musical.
I'm sure somebody's done it somewhere.
I mean,
It wouldn't be an official thing, but I'm sure we'll have to search that up. So yeah, anyway, 5 stars from me.
Okay, well, take us home then, Jamie. Take us home.
All right, well, thanks a lot for joining us, Lee. It's been a pleasure, honestly.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Be out as soon as possible. But yeah, so don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and all ones, but most importantly, give us a proper subscription on YouTube because we need them. And thanks again for joining us. That's me done.
See you later, guys.